Hi guys, this video is going to be all about how to name your agency. Now, a lot of people, they kind of overcomplicate this. Along with creating a website, it's something that people kind of pontificate over for so long to get the perfect name, also the perfect website, and it really doesn't need that much thought, really. I'm just going to go through a quick bullet point list on what you need to think about when you're thinking of a name. So the number one thing is it needs to be something you're proud of and you're proud to tell other people. And we can't really elaborate much more on that, but if it rolls off the tongue and you're really happy with it and you're proud of it, then it means you've got it right. But some tips on what to actually name it is below, which is a lot of people name it after their names or their initials, like it'd be Kirk Marketing, Kirk Media, Kirk, I don't know, what's some other ones, Tom? Like Media, Marketing, they're kind of the two big ones, really, aren't they?
So many. You can use your first name, last name, whole name,
initials,
nickname, but make sure it's not stupid.
Yeah, but or you can do something, or you can think about what's inspired you to start the agency, or I don't know, something from your past, like a keyword. Or I know some people have named it after like their street name that they lived on when they were a kid, which was like Swift. I think it was Swift, something someone told me. But yeah, there's loads of things you can do it, but something marketing, something media is always a good place to start. Something I wouldn't recommend you naming it after is the niche you're in. So I wouldn't recommend, if you're in the dentistry niche, do like dentist marketing or dentist lead finder or real estate lead expert or something like that. I wouldn't recommend, purely down to the fact that that's okay now, but say a real estate agent wants to come to you for lead generation, but because you've done it for a dentist and you're dentistry marketing, they might be like, well, you only know how to do it for dentists, you don't know how to do it for other people.
It makes no sense.
It makes no sense because it's not going to benefit you over someone else. If Tom and I were going to a client, say a dentist, and he was choosing between us and dentistry marketing, he's not going to just automatically choose dentistry marketing because that's their name. It's going to go down to our meeting, our strategy, how we deal with him, our communication, all of these things. So it really doesn't give you a leg up. It only holds you back in the long term, which is why I wouldn't recommend naming it after a niche. Something you do need to think about when you're naming it is this name is going to be used in all of your domains. So it's going to be your website name, obviously, and also your email. So mine's Harry at, your business name. So what you need to think about is it needs to be quite compact. You don't want a really long name for your domain. So when you're telling people, right, this is my website, this is my email address, they're going to struggle to remember, especially if you're networking at an event or you just catch someone like in an elevator or something like that. It needs to be short, compact, and easy to say. And combining easy to say with something else, it needs to be easy to spell as well. If your surname's like really unusual, it's got a silent H in or a silent F in, I probably wouldn't recommend incorporating that surname into it, down to that same fact of it needs to roll off the tongue. And if you're saying it to people, they need to be able to spell it in, like, what's the word? Phonetically? Yeah, like it spells phonetically. So it's like spells how it sounds, which is a super important thing. And the final thing is, when you're naming your business in your domain, because obviously in a website name and in your email address, you're not allowed spaces. You can have dots, but they don't look as professional in my opinion. So don't have if you've got two words in front of each other and the last letter of the first word is the same as the first letter in the second word, try and avoid that if you can, because then you've got like two M's in it or two G's into it, which shouldn't be there, and it does kind of get a little bit confusing. So if you can, work around that and just name it something different. But don't think about it too much. Like, use these pieces of advice and just play around with it. Say to, like, a good way of sort of testing it is if you've got a family member or a friend that's super honest with you, you kind of need to find those type of people in your life where they're like, no matter what, they will be 100% honest with you, won't care about your feelings, and just tell them, like, what do you think of this name? Don't say you've started an agency. Just be like, what do you think for this as a business name? Or like, what do you think of this when you run ads? Be like, what do you think of this as an ad? Would you respond well to it? Don't tell them you've made it, and just get their honest feedback, and then just go from there.
I would also say, guys, if you're listening, do keep it simple. Don't try and be really, really super clever with it. Play on words is good, but just keep it simple. It's just a name. It's a brand that you want to grow, but just keep it straightforward. The whole aim of the game is to get clients, and you're not going to get clients on your name of the business alone. it's really down to you. But you just want something that represents you as a person quite well, and is simple and straightforward.
Yeah, and building on that, I can't remember the last time really a client clings on to the brand name. Really, do they, Tom? Like
No.
because we're such front runners of our agency, they just refer. They know us so well. Like a lot of our clients are really good friends of ours now, and they kind of like are. If they were referring us, they'd probably refer Tom and Harry, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Or like all my referrals been like, oh, you need to message Harry. Like they don't go,
No.
really, do they? So it doesn't really matter. Like your personal brand, which we're going to go through in the social pages video, is kind of, in my opinion, a lot more important than the name of the business and the website of the business. That personal brand, which you're going to be doing your outreach and your sales from, is kind of your website and your name, etc. But we'll cover that in a later video. So in the next video or 2 videos time, we're going to go over how you can purchase your domain, set that up, set up your email with your business name. So you'll need to decide that before you kind of action all that stuff. But we'll see you in that video, guys.